Once you have painted your paper fully and it's dry, it's time to think about how you might want to decorate them. So there's different ways that you can do that. My suggested way of decorating is to create some zentangles. Zentangles are patterns. Patterns are shapes and lines that repeat. But zentangles tend to be a little bit more complex, a little bit more steps involved, and they're called zentangles because they're supposed to be somewhat relaxing to make. So the way that I like to get started, you can just start making shapes. I kind of like the look of this technique. So to get started, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to very lightly, you may not even be able to see it, I'm going to very lightly draw some squiggly lines around my page. And you want to draw lightly because I am going to actually erase this. Okay. Now I'm going to take a Sharpie. Now I have a bucket full of Sharpies, and some of them are thin, some of them are thick, and they're all different colors. And you can decide to use colored Sharpies for this. I'm going to just stick with black because I think my background is colorful enough. If you have a very dark background and you think the black Sharpie or the Sharpies aren't going to turn up, I have metallic. I have silver and gold and bronze, and they work really nicely on the dark. So when I get to the dark section, I'm going to switch over to silver, and you'll see what that looks like. So the way I like to get started, I know it's hard for you to see the lines, but I'm not going to draw on the line. I'm going to come in a little from the pencil line that I drew. I'm going to follow it on either side. And when there was an intersection, it made a new shape. Now you might have noticed as I was tracing that I was tilting my page. That's because I drew so light with the pencil that it was hard for me to see it. So I was trying to change the angle. Once you have done that step, I am actually going to take a clean eraser. I'm going to erase those pencils. The next thing I'm going to do is start putting some Zentangle patterns into these shapes. And I'm going to leave the sort of tunnels that I made from where my pencil lines were empty. So I'm just going to, I have a number of step-by-step Zentangles up on Google Classroom that you can try. So I'm actually going to follow one of the ones that I posted for you. Okay, so that's one shape. Now notice how the paper can still shine through, which is kind of nice. Some shapes you might choose to just make a more simplistic design. Now I told you I would show you what the silver one looks like in the darker areas. So I'm going to make a pattern here for you. Be careful with the metallic ones because they take a little longer to dry so they can smudge. So just let them dry a little bit before you touch it.